welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Corinne. Welcome to the video. So today I am so excited to be reviewing the Norvina palette. This has been long awaited. It's been in the process for what feels like years because Norvina has been hinting about it for so long. And if you don't know who Norvina is, she is the daughter of the owner of Anastasia Beverly Hills. She's very involved with all of the followers, the fans, and the lovers of the brand. So her coming out with her own palette is like amazing, and everybody has been waiting for it. I'm gonna go ahead and do some swatches for you first, and then we'll go ahead and get into the tutorial and I'll tell you all about what I think about this palette, if it's worth it, if it's not, if you need it, and if you don't. Okay, so here is a look at the Norvina palette. As you can see, there are 7 shimmer shades on top and 7 matte shades on bottom. And this is the first time that Anastasia Beverly Hills has ever done something like this. So it's kind of exciting to see that they're changing up their palettes a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and do swatches for you guys. So the first shade right here is Dreamer. So the next shade right here is Dreamer. Now this is a beautiful gold. This is actually the first time I'm swatching these shades. Obviously I've used the palette on my eyes already, but I haven't swatched them, and these are stunning. This is Wild Child. Oh my gosh, look at that shade. So the next shade is one of my favorites, and this is Rose Gold. Oh my gosh, look at that. So gorgeous. So in my opinion, this isn't rose gold to me. This is a little bit too dark to be rose gold. My ring is rose gold, and if you compare this shade to this shade, it's not really rose gold to me, but that's the name of the shade. So the next shade right here is Celestial. This is a super pretty purple shade. Okay, so this shade is called Dazzling, and in my opinion, this is more of a rose gold than this shade is. But look how pretty that is. So the last shade in the shimmers is called Drama. It's this beautiful dark purple shade. Has a little bit of glitter in it, super pretty. Okay, so I went ahead and wiped off the shimmers so I could start over right here. The first shade in the mattes is called Base. And it's just like a really pretty bone color, and I feel like it's more satin than it is matte. I actually used this to set my concealer on my lid today. I didn't show that in the tutorial, but it's super pigmented, super pretty. So the next shade in the mattes is Soul. So this is the shade that everybody is obsessed with, and honestly, it does not swatch well. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit of a better swatch for you. Super pretty, and again, I feel like this is more satin than it is matte. The next shade in the mattes is Incense, and this is a brown. Okay, the next shade is one of my favorites, and it is Love. Just look at this. Oh my goodness, that shade is stunning. I love it. Next shade is called Volatile. There is Volatile for you. Super pretty. It's kind of like a taupe brown purple shade. And next we have Eccentric right here. So this is more of like a warm tone brown. And then the last shade we have in the palette is called Passion. And this is like a warm tone berry purple shade. I don't know, I'm not really good at describing colors, but there are the mattes. The mattes don't really swatch as pretty as the shimmers do. Obviously, that's never gonna be the case, but there are the swatches of the palette. Okay, so now that we are all done with the swatches, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial and review portion of the video. Okay, so I already did my eyeshadow on this eye just so I can get this video done a little bit quicker. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip in the shade Love right here. It's this beautiful, like light pink rosy shade, and I'm just gonna be working that shade into the crease. So as you can see, this shade is like extremely pigmented. I barely dipped my brush into it and it's like bam, pigment. And it's super, super blendable, easy to work with. So I'm just going to be blending this shade out and I'm kind of pulling it back this way as well. I'm making sure that I bring it into my outer corner. I'm just blending it all the way up. See how easily that shade blended out? Like, it's beautiful. I'm obsessed. I love it so much. Okay, so now I'm gonna be taking a smaller detailed blending brush and I'm gonna be dipping into the shade Soul right here. And Soul is the shade that everybody is absolutely raving about and obsessed with in this palette. I've had a couple of people DM me and say like, please use this shade because that shade is the only reason I will be purchasing the palette. Like, I want to see how it works. And I've got to say, the shade is bomb. So I'm just going to be sticking this shade right into the crease. Look at that. This shade is so pigmented, it's insane. Oh my goodness. So I've watched a couple of other reviews on the Norvina palette and there were a couple people kind of talking smack about this shade, saying that it didn't like to layer on top of other shadows, but I'm having absolutely no issues layering Soul on top of Love. Like, it's blending out perfectly. I had no issues on this side, and again, I'm having no issues on this side, so not sure if there's an inconsistency with this shade, but mine is perfect. You can see for yourself, like, this is blending out beautifully and it's layering right on top of Love, no problem. Okay, so I'm actually gonna dip into Dreamer right here and I'm gonna stick that right in my brow bone. That's actually the first step I did on this eye, but I just remembered I need to do it on this side as well. So I don't know if the camera is picking up how intense this shade is, but I didn't wet it at all and it's going on like wet. Like, it's so intense and beautiful. It's perfect for a brow bone highlight. Okay, so now I'm gonna dip into the shade Rose Gold right here. So basically I'm gonna do kind of like a sloppy cut crease and take it like halfway through my lid. And I am gonna wet this shade first just because I feel like it helps apply the shadow a lot more evenly. I would also recommend using your fingers with these shadows. The brush doesn't really like to pick up the pigment. I don't know if it's just because they're so foiled and so intense, but either wet them or use your fingers. Okay, so now that that shade is down, I'm gonna go ahead and dip into this shade right here, Celestial. This is another one of those shades that people were raving about and really curious about in this palette. The shade is super, super beautiful. So what I'm gonna do is apply this first with a brush and then I'm gonna go over it with my finger to help kind of intensify it and blend it into my lid. And once again, I am going to be wetting it. And I'm actually gonna be taking it all the way to my outer corner. So now I'm just dipping my finger in this shade and I am going to apply it with my finger. Okay, so next I'm gonna be dipping into the shade Volatile right here. It's kind of like a cool tone, taupe-ish brown purple shade. And I'm going to be blending this into the outer corner of my eye. Okay, so now I'm gonna be working on the bottom lash line. So now I'm gonna take this tiny little detailed brush and I'm gonna dip back into the shade Soul right here. And I'm gonna be working that into my lower lash line. So now I'm gonna dip into the shade Love right here with a little bit of a fluffier brush. And I'm gonna blend that shade Love right into Soul. So now I'm gonna be taking the Aqua XL eye pencil by Makeup Forever in the shade, it doesn't have a shade. I have no idea what shade this is, but it's kind of like this beautiful lavender color, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the waterline. So the lashes I'm gonna be using today are 6 Shades of Beauty, and they're in the style Bougie. Now, I am obsessed with this brand. If you don't follow them already, go ahead and give them a follow. I'm gonna put their handle right here on the screen for you. They have the best lashes. I am obsessed. So this is them right here. These are in the style Bougie. I think these are my favorite out of their entire line. Okay, so you can probably tell why these lashes are called Bougie, because they're crazy, they're long, they're full, they're wispy, they're amazing. I just can't go over these lashes. They're so bomb. Okay, so enough about these lashes. I think we're gonna go ahead and move on to highlight and then do lips, and then we will be done with this look. So first of all, I'm gonna take the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I'm gonna spray my face, and then I'm gonna apply my highlight on top of that. For highlight today, I am gonna be using the ABH Sugar Glow Kit right here. This is one of my favorite glow kits by them. This one and the Sun Dipped palette are my favorites. And I just honestly dip into literally all of the shades and then top off the excess and apply it to my face. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and apply lips. So this is the Prisma Lip Glaze by Catrice. They sent this to me probably last month along with a couple of their other best-selling products, and I love this lip gloss. It's super pretty, especially with a look like this, because it does have different reflex in it. So it's kind of like a purple, blue, pink reflect lip gloss, and I absolutely love it. So this is what 2 layers of this lip gloss looks on the lips, and I think it goes with this look extremely well. Okay, so my final thoughts on the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Norvina palette. I absolutely love this palette. I'm obsessed with it. It is very different. So if you're not the type of person who's not very adventurous with your eyeshadow, I don't think it would be the best for you, because if you look at it, I mean, there's a few neutral shades that you could use, but other than that, I mean, it's like really intense, crazy rose gold and purple pink shades. What I'm trying to say is it's not a neutral everyday palette for the everyday girl. Now for me, I wear crazy makeup like this every single day, so this could be an everyday palette for me. If you're not into the crazy fun pink and purple colors, I would definitely recommend you go for the Soft Glam palette, which is, let me go grab it. So this is what the Soft Glam palette looks right here. It's a lot more neutral and better for everyday wear, and this is it compared to the Norvina palette. There are some similar shades in there, but I feel like this is more wearable for girls who don't wear crazy makeup every day like I do. But if you're into wanting to step out of your comfort zone and work with shades like this, I highly recommend it. I didn't have any issues with any of the shadows that I've used. Now I didn't use every single shadow in the palette, but I did use the ones that everybody was kind of hyped up about. This palette blew me away with my expectations. It's so much prettier in person than it is on camera or in pictures. It just doesn't, pictures don't do this palette justice, and I think it's because there's so many reflex in these shimmer shades right here, and when you try and take pictures of them in studio lighting and even in outdoor lighting, it just picks up one of the reflect, if that makes sense. I just feel like it's so much more gorgeous in person than it is on camera. Maybe if you're on the fence about buying this palette, wait for it to come into stores, so like Sephora or Ulta, go check it out, swatch it, and see what it looks like in person. Because honestly, when they first revealed it, I wasn't very blown away with the colors at all. I was kind of underwhelmed when I first saw the pictures, but this palette in person is way prettier than I ever thought. So final thoughts, I highly recommend this palette to anybody who's interested in it. It's $42. I think it's still available on the Anastasia Beverly Hills website. We'll be launching in Ulta and Sephora soon. I don't know the dates, I should have looked them up for you, but I absolutely love the palette. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want me to do more review / tutorial type videos, I would love to do that for you. Make sure you comment down below and let me know. Follow me on all of my social medias. I always put them on the screen right here and link them down below for you. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.